The Louisiana Christian University Wildcat football team with certainly a flair for the dramatic, not only conference champions, but now going on to the NAIA playoffs. Welcome everyone to our Wildcat chat for this week with head coach Drew Maddox. Coach, I just got to say, flair for the dramatic for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. We won. That's all that matters. So, as of right now, we're just excited about getting to the playoffs, winning the conference title, and just never quit attitude of our guys. It's kind of been there all year, and I think it was on full display because it was a time where you could really see it. We did kind of the same thing as Ottawa as well. With everybody, we just couldn't quite finish that comeback, and so this time around we did. So it was pretty awesome.
For people that might have missed it, 34-24 was the final score, and you were trailing at half 17-7. You were trailing going into the third quarter 24-10. Knowing that you had to win by 10 to get the playoff berth, you could still win the game and get a three-way tie for the conference title. What was the switch that really flipped for your team going into that fourth quarter?
Yeah, so the punt call, the block punt, so Coach Weaver and them did a great job of kind of scheming that up, and you block the punt, you return it back right there. Now we're only down 7. And then the next drive, defense comes out and 3 and out right now. And then we drove down the field. Briscoe made a great run, bounced off 2 people for a touchdown, and then we did the same thing on defense, got the ball back again, and all that. I think we missed a field goal at some point during all that time as well. And at the end of the day, it's a weird thing. I got a 7-point lead with 2 minutes left to go, but I want to go to the playoffs. There was never a question. We wanted to be the automatic bid. We wanted to go to the playoffs. And so there was no question for us, what we were going to do, and we went for it.
Yeah, you gotten within 7, then you had the 70-yard touchdown pass with Sal to Sammy Feaster, and Sal had kind of had a tough day to that point, but finally broke through on that one, got the ball back, and as you mentioned, had a chance to get a field goal with about 2.5, 3 minutes left, and missed it, then got the ball back, drove down again, and had a chance setting up Hunter Martinson. Talk about him in that kick with, 3 seconds left on the clock at that point.
Yeah, just, Levi kicked the one earlier and kind of missed it. And a lot of people don't know this, but Levi, he tore a ligament in his knee earlier in the year. Yeah. And so he's been trying to come back and all that. But Hunter's always been a guy with a big leg, and he can kick the long ones. And so we wanted to give him a shot at it. He's a senior and a guy that's been with us the whole time. And came through in the clutch and nailed it, sent us dancing,
Literally. Guys, the celebration right afterward, it was fun to watching the live stream of the game. And what was that moment like for you as far as realizing all of those dreams and goals that you had set years ago?
No, it felt great. It really did. The biggest deal was for the players, just the best thing about that day was watching them. You had a bunch of guys that when I got here, they were beat down, losing by 30 points, supposed to be a bad team and all that. And everybody told us that we couldn't do it, that it couldn't be done here,
right,
and all that. And it's just a bunch of guys that cared about each other, worked hard, and here we are, in the playoffs and conference champions, and all the stuff that was said was not true. And that's one of my biggest joys of the coach. I've been at 2 different places, and by the grace of God, we've been able to turn both those places.
Yeah.
And it's a joy to see those guys because you get down. When you're playing sports like that, after a while, it's sad. They get beat down, and they get told they're no good, and they get and they have it's hard to not believe that you get it so much. And so for those guys that had gone through that process with me, it was a great joy to watch it.
For sure. By the way, folks, we're coming to you with this broadcast from the Students Exploring Career Opportunities down at the Randolph Riverfront Center in downtown Alexandria. There are like 1,000 kids that are running around right here.
You can barely hear us. That's why. Everyone's here.
Yeah. It's a great event, and we're doing a little recruiting on top of it, doing the broadcast here to show students what it's like for our Convergence Media program here at LCU.
Yeah.
So, you're in the playoffs. You get the call, find out that you're going to be playing Baker University in Baldwin City, Kansas, which is about an hour from Kansas City. So now you get to hop on a bus and go play your first ever playoff game for the NAIA. So what is the mindset going into this?
Just got to travel well. It always boils down when you go, 7, 8+ hours. How are you going to travel? How do you get off the bus? And so for us, we've done this 3 other times this year. Langston's an 8-hour trip. Panhandle's an 11-hour trip. Ottawa is 2 10-hour days back to back. And so we've done this, so it shouldn't be something that we're not used to, but it's how we travel, how we prepare. And, we talked about it on Monday, like, what do we want to do now? Our goal was to win conference. And so we did that. But what do we do now? What do y'all want to do now? And they told me they still want to keep playing. And so they want to win 10 games. They want to be the first team that's won the playoff game and all that. And so I hope so far this week practice has been good. Their mindset seems there. They got it's a tough opponent. I mean, these guys are in there for a reason. They're one of the winningest programs in NAIA history. Played for a national title about 5 or 6 years ago, and so they're really good. So we'll have to bring our A game and just go up there and travel right and have everything go right and see what we can't do.
I've been trying to explain to people the way this format works for the playoffs. They take 20 teams. You're part of an 8-team group that plays this first round. And then whoever wins joins those other 12 teams to form a 16-team rest of the playoffs. So all told, if you were to run the table, so to speak, you would play 4 games or 5?
4.
4 games,
4
okay.
more, yep.
So.
Yes, 4 more.
Okay, I know. I was trying to do the math in my head too. But that's a lot. That's a lot to ask.
It is.
They're going to be, potentially missing Thanksgiving and some other things in the midst of finals, but it's a nice problem to have.
It is, and we talked about that. I said before y'all say we want to go try to make a run at this thing, know that next week everybody's going to go home and you're not. Know that we're going to practice, guys. We have to. We're not going to go up to the next opponent and not do right and not practice right and all that. So I told them that champions pay a price, and you got to sacrifice. And it's a great life lesson on things. There's plenty of things we all know as adults that we've sacrificed to try to make it where we're going and all that. Right. And so we're excited. I think they're excited about it. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like love conquers all. But this group loves each other, and they play hard for each other. That's the reason why I didn't quit the other day. And I think they're not ready for it. I think they still want to play together. I think they still want to get as many weeks as they can because they know when it's over, it's over.
Yeah, and the challenge will be all those games would be on the road for you as well.
Yep, they'll be on the road, and like I told them, like we had to do that. The best news is the conference didn't do us any favors. We played all of our tough opponents on the road this year, and so we've done that already. We had to go to Langston, we had to go to Ottawa, we had to go to Texas Wesleyan, we had to go to Oklahoma Panhandle State. So we've done that. We feel like we're ready to travel. This is nothing new to us, and we'll do what we can there, and come on.
Have title, will travel. That's going to be the theme of the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, it's Saturday at 1 p.m. when the Wildcats take on Baker University. Again, that'll be in Baldwin City, Kansas. Coach, we wish you the best, and thank you for your time. Thanks for coming down to the Riverfront Center.
Absolutely. Thank you. Claws up.